What are you willing to do to be accountable and transparent with the public? I'll start down at this end. You get to go first.
Transparency of thought and discussion lead up to a decision is just as important, if not more important, than the decision itself. Taxpayers and residents of Olds need to know that decisions are arrived at in a rational, thoughtful, and logical way, that all possibilities are discussed, and that those decision processes are conducted in a public forum and are made public prior to making a decision. Informing the public of major decisions after the fact, with no real public input, and no intention of involving the public, is wrong and contrary to the concept of transparency and democracy. Equality important is the ability and responsibility to take a course of action and change your mind. If it's going down the wrong path, to back up and say, no, we made a mistake, let's do it over. Thank you.
Problem being 6.5 feet tall. Accountability. So as a citizen of the town, I became part of the ad hoc citizens committee for council remuneration. Did I say that right? Yep. All right, remuneration. Thank you. And that's the accounts. Every 4 years, a committee has to be struck to in every single municipality to review how councillors are paid and councillor and mayor are paid. And I was part of that committee because I thought that that accountability is so important. As a citizen, and certainly more to what if I become a member of council myself, or when I become a member of council myself. So one of the things I'm proud of on that committee is that we recommended that on the town website, every single councillor has to report their individual budget status, how much they've spent of their budget and what's remaining of their budget. And the council took that under advisement, and they voted that in as part of the changes to the new Remuneration Act. I think that's very important, that when we do spend money, that money is spent and shown to everybody how it's being spent, where it's being spent, and why it's being spent. Thanks.
Oh, good morning.
Oh, sorry, I should have fixed that.
This is smarten up, Kelly. Okay. Am I going to be transparent and accountable to the people who put their trust in and voted for me? Absolutely. As an elected official, it is your duty to inform the public. When elected, you quickly find out there is a certain amount of information that you can share right away, and there is a certain amount of privileged information that you cannot share right away. You're governed by the Municipal Government Act. You're also governed by the Freedom of Information and Privacy Act. If elected, I will share what I can legally share. Some information is not shared right away due to dealing with land, legal, information that is harmful to personal privacy, information that is harmful for business interests of a third party. And there are many other FOIP regulations that you're bound by the law. Sooner or later, all the information does come out once decisions have been fully made. So I know a lot of people think that we should be sharing some more information right now. However, we are legally not able to. Thank you.
I know. Us shorter people come in the line. We should have been sitting tall to short or something like that. Anyway, accountable, being accountable and transparent, absolutely agree. I always have been. Phone numbers published. I'm open to answering any questions that people have. Listen, I was a journalist. I asked, I spent years asking questions, listening to people, voicing your concerns, and that's what I've done. You can go online and look and see how much money I'm making, what my budget is. You can phone me and ask me. Go ahead anytime you want. I'm totally been transparent the entire time I've been on council. I think we need to be. What Marianne said with regards to things that have to be going in camera, there are reasons for it, and she's already explained that, so I don't need to. Thank you.
Okay, it's pretty hard to follow the comments that have been made so far, but
part of the reason in 2017 I decided to run for a position on council is because I'd gone past through the past 3 or 4 years worth of minutes and noticed there'd always been an in-camera session or a closed session. And I always wondered what was going on and thought, well, one of the best ways to find that out is to go and run for council and see if I can get the answers. But as my colleagues and others have alluded to, unfortunately, anything that has to do with land, legal, or liability has to be discussed in a closed session. Decisions are not made in those closed sessions. They have to be made in public for the public to hear and understand why we've made those decisions. It's not a situation we always like to have, because we do like to be as transparent as legally possible. And I'm also one that's been an advocate. You can come to me at any point in time. My phone number's published. I shop local. I'm around about in town. I walk the trails. I'm always there if you've got questions or comments. Thank you.
Well, I wasn't either.
Well, one irony is that although I'm an accountant and finance person, I'm actually a little bit of a people person. And one of the things I enjoy about the campaign, both this time and at the by-election, was getting out and engaging with the people, listening to them, certainly the residents, definitely the business folks, the small business folks, the small and medium enterprises, which are the backbone of the community. And so if I'm part of council, I would certainly look to continue that. Have engagement sessions, coffee shop sessions, formal sessions, informal, get out and engage with the folks. Keep in mind as well, there are also other media, right? Social media, the newspaper, the town website's been referenced. I often look at the Town of Airdrie website. They've got some great reporting on their website. I think things that we can build here. And at the end of the day as well, transparency is a two-way street, and I encourage you folks to engage with the town as well.
Well, thank you very much for the question, Kelly. Yeah, transparency and accountability are absolutely very, very important. A couple of the ladies have already alluded to the limitations that we have as elected officials, so I won't get into that. Again, my telephone is always on. I encourage anybody to, it's on our website, the telephone number, my cell number, it's on my hip. I don't know if people have noticed, I've been looking at my watch. I'm not Joe Biden. I've received about 6 telephone calls that I placed calls and left messages this morning, and I'll have to get back to those folks this afternoon. But one of the mainstays of my platform this year will be to increase transparency, and what I want to do is I want to lobby the new council, if I'm lucky enough to be re-elected, if you good folks will vote for me, that would be great. And then I will lobby them to have an automatic recorded vote. And what that means is that will give everybody an idea who looks at the minutes, who voted for what and who didn't.
Kelly lent me his coat, thank you. Accountability and transparency. So for me, that just means being accessible to you. And that's what I feel I can bring to the table. I am a mom. Like someone stated before me, I go shop local. I've got a social media page, my cell number, my email is out there, and I believe we need more open meetings to the press and public so they can be reviewed by anyone. And we can find better ways to get this information out via email subscriptions, paper, social media, mail inserts, and maybe just do a poll of how much this information is actually getting out to people, and then if we need to do a better job at getting it out to you guys.
Thank you. I'm not sure about all of you. I know that there is definitely accessibility problems that we have at all levels of government, whether that's our member of parliament, whether that's our MLA for the various areas, but it sounds to me like this council definitely wants to be accessible to you, and that's what's important, that they're accessible and transparent to you. So I would encourage you to hold them at their word and make sure that they are accessible to you.